Hey everyone, we're back for another workout of the day. Today is an AMRAP for 20 minutes, so it's as many rounds as possible in 20 minutes. It is called Eskimo. It is 12 hollow hold presses, 12 weighted step ups, 12 burpees, and 12 deadlifts. So we're going to go through all of those movements and the modifications, and then you can get started. Okay, so our first movement is going to be that hollow hold press. So this is going to be an ab workout as well as an arm workout. So the key here to get the most out of it is you're going to want to be in a nice hollow hold position. So how do we do this? We want our arms and legs up, right? And we want our back pressed down into the ground. So I can't put my hand underneath there. If I'm loose, I can put my hand through. So we were going to push down into that position. So we're going to use a weight here, pushing down into the ground, and we're just going to push straight up for 12 reps. Now, you can also do hollow hold rocks. So this is going to be more abs, no arms. You can take a band and hold it apart and count for 12 seconds. You can also take a band and stick it underneath you in that hollow hold position and press up. If you can't get yourself into a good hollow hold position, you can go ahead and do sit-ups or to the knees. Okay, next movement is going to be our weighted step-ups. So an important part with the step-up you should keep in mind is that we want the height of the box to be about knee height, a little bit lower, so that when we're stepping on the box that it is a 90-degree angle. Now this is a little bit high, but that will do. I don't want to see a really high box that you're stepping on because you're not going to get the most out of it, and you're going to put a lot of strain on your knees and hips, and you're probably going to have bad form with your back. So 90-degree angle is the key here. So what we want to do, well, first we'll just go to step up before we put the weight on. When we step onto the box, we want our foot fully and completely on the box. And then we're going to step on top of the box using only the leg on the box. So we're going to come until it's straight, and then we can go ahead, place that other foot on, put the weight on there, come back down, and then just switch legs. I don't want to see you pushing onto your leg for help, especially if we're going to do weighted, but you can modification be without weight, obviously. If you're feeling a struggle getting onto this box, just get something that you can lower. You can get some plates and set them up to a height that you feel comfortable with. So with the weight, just gonna have the weight with two hands, step up, come all the way up, step down, and just alternate legs. You can also do a suitcase carry with that as well with the two dumbbells, but making sure that you are pulling your back completely up as you step. And again, we want to keep our chest up and our core tight as we step onto the box. The next movement is going to be our burpee, everybody's favorite. So we are going to come down into a plank position. So we're going to kick out, plank position, push up, finish with a nice jump at the top. So faster. So that's the burpee. Modifications for the burpee. One is a half burpee, so we're going to cut out that push up, So just kick out, but make sure you're kicking all the way out. So don't do like a half kick all the way out, all the way up. You can also do a walkout burpee where we're walking out, push up or no push up. Or you can take something like a bench. And you can do the burpee on the bench. Kick out, come up. And you can do that with or without the push-up as well. Okay. The next movement is going to be our deadlift. So if you have a barbell, awesome. We want a weight that feels a little heavy, but not too heavy. I want you to challenge yourself, but it should be a weight that you can do all 12 reps for. You don't have to do all 12 reps each round, but at one time, meaning like, so you can do 6 and take a break. But I wanted a weight that if you needed to do 12 reps with that weight, you could and keep good form, if that makes sense. So the deadlift, we're going to use a mixed grip for this. So we're going to take one hand, our palm facing inward and one palm facing outward. This is going to keep the barbell nice and steady. We're going to step up to the bar. We're going to be about hip width or further or slightly further apart than hip width. This isn't a sumo deadlift. This is a regular deadlift. So we're going to come down. We're going to grab the barbell about thumb width away from the smooth part. And then we're going to mix that grip up and we're going to pull the barbell tight, bringing our knees back so that our shins are in this straight line. So we're not bending this way. We're keeping our shins nice and straight so that we can pull the barbell in a nice upward position where we don't need to worry about going back, so that we do that by pulling our knees back. So I'm going to set up. I'm going to come and I'm going to pull my chest upward. My shoulders are squeezed together and I'm standing up, keeping that barbell touching me the whole time. You and the barbell are one. So things to keep in mind: feet should always be completely flat on the ground. Your butt should never get below your knees. So when you're picking up that, your back should be straight and tight. Your core should be tight and your chest should be upward so that you're keeping everything in line and preventing injury. It's always our number one goal: prevent injury. If you don't have a barbell, don't panic. You can use a dumbbell and it's the same movement. Again, challenge yourself with the weight, or a kettlebell works as well. And again, just because something is different doesn't mean your form is different. So always keeping that same form. You can also use a band. So I would pull the band through at the bottom and you're going to just stand up with the band. Another thing to keep in mind when we're doing a deadlift, one of my pet peeves is the lean. I must quoted a song from the early 2000s there. Anyway, so you don't want to come up and overextend. We know you made it to the top. You don't have to show us that you are definitely at the top. We just want you to stand straight up so your back is in a straight line, because your back is going to be in a straight line for the most part. And once we start leaning back, that you can even feel it without weight. There's this tension right here in that lower back. And what is our number one goal? Prevent injury, right? So No leaning back at the top. That is the workout. You're going to keep doing all those movements. 12 reps for each movement for 20 minutes. Get as many rounds in as you can, keeping good